Hello, everyone! Right now, we are witnessing a truly unprecedented event in the world of entertainment and technology. Imagine this. For the first time in Hollywood history, as unbelievable as it might sound, the industry has directly turned to the President of the United States. Yes, to Donald Trump. A man many celebrities cannot stand, despise, and have even unleashed some of the harshest epithets against over the past few years. Trump has become a symbol of everything that incites celebrity outrage, yet today his name has been used as an unexpected tool to address a critical issue. Let's break down what happened and what could have compelled Hollywood's brightest stars to reach out to the person they consider their sworn enemy. First of all, it should be noted that if you were to gather every Hollywood star opposed to Trump, you'd have perhaps the most magnificent gathering of celebrities of all time. These people who constantly disagree with red-haired Donald, despite traditionally leaning towards Democratic views, have found yet another sore spot in him. Perhaps it's due to his eccentric behavior, or maybe it's his attempt to revert to an earlier ideology and set of values, something that, in the eyes of the industry's representatives, threatens the very essence of creative freedom and originality. And so, in an unprecedented move, as some reputable publications report, hundreds of Hollywood's most influential figures signed a collective letter addressed to the American president, pleading with him to save the Dream Factory. That's right. The letter essentially calls on the administration to take measures to protect copyright and prevent the expansionist plans of companies developing artificial intelligence, AI. Signed by more than 400 industry representatives, the letter demands that the government refrain from weakening copyright protections, which would allow tech giants to freely use Hollywood's creative works for training their neural networks. Admit it, this sounds almost like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but the reality is far more intense. The situation is heating up, as the topic of artificial intelligence in Hollywood is a particularly sensitive wound. Remember how, as recently as the summer of 2023, massive strikes by writers and actors rocked the industry? Creative professionals were fearful that neural networks would soon completely replace them by generating scripts for new films and TV shows, while actors worried about being digitized without their consent. Now, with the prospect of losing control over their own creations becoming increasingly real, the situation has reached a new level of urgency. According to the latest information, companies like OpenAI and Google recently submitted a statement to the U.S. Office of Science and Technology Policy. In their statement, they asserted that U.S. copyright law should or must allow companies engaged in artificial intelligence to train their systems on copyrighted works without obtaining permission or providing compensation to rights holders. In other words, if such permission were granted, neural networks could learn from the best scripts, directorial techniques, and even recreate digital copies of celebrities, and all this without the creator's consent. For Hollywood, this is nothing short of a nightmare, as the industry has always prided itself on the uniqueness and irreplaceability of its work. Realizing that their very existence as creative professionals might be hanging by a thread, hundreds of stars decided to seek help. And they turned to none other than Trump. Despite how absurd it may seem to reach out to someone they consider their mortal enemy, the message to President Donald Trump has generated an unexpected stir. Many stars, including globally renowned figures like George Clooney, do not hide their disdain. Clooney once told The Guardian that Trump is an opportunist, and some of his critics have even labeled him a fascist. This stark example shows just how deeply the creative elite's discontent runs against the former president. And names like Mark Ruffalo and Ben Stiller have not spared any critical remarks either. openly calling Trump a dictator and a threat to the very foundations of American society. Admit it, dear readers, few would have expected that Hollywood's representatives would take such a decisive step to directly approach the man who has constantly irritated them with his public outbursts. Yet the fact remains, an industry that once scoffed at claims that no Hollywood star would ever support Trump now finds itself compelled to protect its interests against the threat posed by rapidly advancing AI. And here comes the collective letter, asserting that the United States' global leadership in artificial intelligence should not be achieved at the expense of weakening the protection of creative industries. The letter states that companies involved in AI development are already voicing their intention to undermine the economic and cultural power of the American entertainment industry. They are demanding unfettered access to enormous amounts of data, which could lead to a complete replacement of traditional methods of creating films, TV series, books, music, and even digital replicas of celebrities' voices. Hollywood stars who signed this letter warn that if these trends continue, the uniqueness and originality of creative work could be lost forever. Imagine for a moment what it must feel like for those who have built their careers over decades, pouring their heart and soul into every role and every script. Now, dear friends, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Your support helps us keep track of the most important news in the world of Hollywood and technology. It's crucial for us to know that you're with us, and every like is an extra boost for creating even more engaging content. Furthermore, in light of recent news actively discussed in the press, it's worth noting that the situation with artificial intelligence remains extremely tense. Tech giants like Google and OpenAI have repeatedly shown confidence that AI could change the game, not only in the film industry, but across many creative fields. Some analysts predict that if current trends persist, traditional forms of art could be seriously undermined in the coming years, calling into question the role of human creators. Yet, Hollywood's representatives are not sitting idly by. They are actively calling on government authorities to intervene and protect American culture and creative freedom. The letter emphasizes that any attempt to weaken or eliminate copyright protection would strike at the very core of the values that have driven Hollywood's success. After all, it was precisely because of a robust copyright system that the American It is impossible not to mention that this topic has long been the subject of heated discussions, not only among celebs. Another interesting aspect deserving of attention is Trump's own stance. His unpredictability and penchant for drastic decisions have always stirred up strong reactions, both among his supporters and detractors. Imagine if, purely out of spite, he decided to respond to this appeal in a way that further escalated the tense situation. His reaction could be remarkably unexpected, because even if he didn't support the collective letter, his move would send a clear message to those who have long seen him as Hollywood's arch enemy. Moreover, there are now rumors that some influential figures in the industry have already begun preparing strategies for operating in this new digital world. For instance, amid the rapid development of technology and discussions about the future of AI, many studios are actively seeking ways to adapt their business models, trying to strike a balance between innovation and traditional creative methods. Here we see that even those who have long criticized new technologies are forced to reconsider their views in order not to be left behind. Particularly noteworthy is the situation surrounding Mel Gibson, who, according to recent data, might be considered one of Trump's special representatives in Hollywood. In light of new sociological surveys, his name has been actively mentioned in the context of a potential run for governor of California, the richest state where Hollywood's influence is colossal. If Gibson were to secure that position, Trump's influence on the industry would become even more pronounced. Just think, the governor of California has the ability to directly shape the state's cultural policy. And if Trump's trusted ally were to assume that role, the consequences for the creative industry could be dramatic. And again, dear friends, a reminder. If you like our format and want to stay informed about the most interesting and important news from the worlds of Hollywood, technology, and politics, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We truly appreciate your support and are always delighted to see active viewers who share our interests and values. In conclusion, it is clear that the current events are not just a temporary upheaval, but the beginning of a global transformation in how content is created and distributed in the modern world. Hollywood has always been the place where art and technology meet, and now, more than ever, these two forces are locked in a complex struggle for the future. The clash between traditional creative approaches and innovative digital technologies could lead to unpredictable results that will affect not only industry insiders but everyone who loves quality movies, music, books, and, of course, those unforgettable on-screen images. We will continue to monitor these developments and keep you updated on all the changes. Stay with us. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective is incredibly important. Remember, every like and every subscription helps us create even more engaging and rich content for you. To sum it up, Hollywood's appeal to Donald Trump is not merely an outburst of extreme emotions, but a deliberate effort to safeguard, and current events are sparking intense debates across social media, and many analysts predict that the battle over copyright and creative freedom is only just beginning. Experts warn that if the government and the industry fail to find common ground, we might face a situation where technology starts dictating the terms of the game and the creative component is pushed to the background. In this context, it is crucial that every single voice is heard. Share your opinion, join the discussion, and subscribe to news channels so you don't miss any updates. The significance of collective action cannot be overstated in our time. Even if you feel that a single voice may not change much, together we can form a powerful movement to preserve our cultural values. Hollywood, as the greatest dream factory, has always been and remains a symbol of hope, inspiration, and creativity. And if it is now calling for help, the seriousness of the situation cannot go unnoticed. Stand by your beliefs. Support your favorite actors and directors. After all, they create the magic that makes our lives brighter and more interesting. Additionally, it's impossible not to mention how quickly the world is changing due to digital technologies. In the midst of global digitalization, traditional methods are gradually giving way to innovative approaches. However, as recent news indicates, every new development comes with its own set of advantages and drawbacks. On the one hand, new technologies open up endless possibilities for creativity. On the other hand, they can pose a threat to those who are not prepared for the changes. The Hollywood industry has always been adept at adapting, and now it is interesting to note that such processes are not happening only in the United States, but around. So, dear friends, we see how one unexpected move can change the entire landscape of modern culture. Hollywood's appeal to Donald Trump is not merely an expression of desperation, but a clear signal that the time for change has arrived. Don't miss your chance to share your thoughts. Join the conversation and support those fighting for the future of the American dream. We will continue to follow these developments and, of course, keep you informed of all the news. Subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Together we can make our future brighter and richer. Your opinion matters to us, and every reaction inspires us to improve even further. As we wrap up this account, it's clear that the events unfolding are not just a fleeting disturbance, but the beginning of a global transformation in how content is created and consumed. The Hollywood Dream Factory, like any other creative environment, needs protection and support. If we want to preserve that unique magic that warms our hearts and makes life more vibrant, we must act together and not remain indifferent to what is happening around us. Support us, share this material, and remember that your activity can make a real difference. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this story. Subscribe, hit that like button, and stay connected. There's plenty more exciting content ahead. Your support is the key to our success in this fight for the future of culture and creativity, and every bit of engagement inspires us to achieve new heights. See you soon, and stay tuned, because the future is starting right now.